obviously we have to put all of these things in their proper context, but Sports Illustrated and others have reported on the fact that Michigan is on the verge to become the first program with 1,000 wins in college football history, with Ohio State and Alabama both tied for second. So Michigan has 989 wins, and Ohio State and Alabama are tied with 953. So Michigan needs 11 wins.
Well, I'm going to say that regardless, Michigan will be the first to hit 1,000. They've got just way too big a lead. So they will be the first to hit 1,000. 11, yes, 11-1. I think that's kind of the over-under for most people evaluating this team, that they will be the favorite. Something could change between now and the game to make Ohio State a favorite, but as it stands right now, that's close to a pick 'em. Michigan's a slight favorite, and probably a slight favorite at Penn State, that game being on the road. But my guess would be that they're going to get there this season. Well, especially, we're not even considering postseason games.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have some type of time machine where you can just get the wins really batched up, then it's probably going to be Michigan, and hopefully, at least based on, like you said, the line for this year over under, and the fact that based on everything that I've talked about, that I've talked to people, that even one of my Sparty friends was texting me yesterday saying he watched the show. So shout out to Jeff if you're watching, Sparty friend of mine, and just says, I think Michigan's going to drop one. I think the Buckeyes are going to get you this year. And, there's definitely some legitimacy there. Michigan's favored by a grand total of 1 in Columbus. So whether it's, Ryan Day knowing that he's must win might be a little strong, but kind of must win situation, trying to avoid the third straight loss as one option, and Penn State with 5-star quarterback Drew Aller and the running, Singleton and what they have on defense, those two teams are going to be extremely difficult opponents.
I will say, John, that while Michigan will easily get to 1,000 wins before anybody else, this is more of a tightly contested race right here, looking at a winning percentage between especially those top 3. That is a narrow margin.
Razor thin. Wow. Absolutely razor thin. And, to be fair, when you look at that other list, there are, the real world beaters of, that are, we know that they had relevancy in the early 1900s. But you also have your Harvards in there, your Yales, your Penns, teams like that, as we know, had their major prominence in the early 1900s and not so much in present day. So this, I think, might be a slightly, more, I don't know if accurate's the word, but a look at, the more of the total body of work, and kind of maybe a little bit more of a lean towards the more recent. Might still see some teams on there that are, I'm curious, if Harvard and Yale do show up on here, but yeah, those 3, it's a tight race. Even Notre Dame.
The Big Ten has a strong showing in the top 10, also with Penn State and Nebraska. Nebraska has slipped considerably in recent years, but still in the top 10.
Yeah, and I was talking on the Nebraska show, which, as we know, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Try to check out some of those shows once in a while if you don't usually. The Iowa show, the Nebraska show, all the shows that Mark puts out there are really strong content with media guests, and all of that stuff. And I was saying in the Nebraska show that Nebraska needs to get back up to what they were so that we can settle the 1997 national championship. Let's all the marbles. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll do that debate here in the next few weeks. So everyone be looking out for that one. We will get together another group to discuss the 1997 national championship race in Michigan, Nebraska.
Can't wait. Now that one probably less of a. I guess we could still do film, but it would need to be more clips of the Washington State game and some of the games that they played maybe consecutively, so you can just kind of look at it. But Jason putting his prediction in here, not surprisingly, picking Michigan to go 12-0. Interestingly, Penn State and Ohio State both with multiple losses. See, I don't know. I think you've switched. I think Penn State is more likely to go 9-3, and Ohio State is more likely to go 10 or even 11 wins. I think you flip flop those from what I would predict, but interesting. Yeah, Penn State. I'm not sold until I see it on the field, and Drew Aller facing tough opponents for the full game with the ones. And what we know, the running game is decent, but did get stopped against Michigan. How's their O-line? We talked with Argraw on Monday, who's a Penn State fan, on the Big Ten live show that's every Monday night, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We talked with Argraw on the panel that we do, for the 8 p.m. block. And he was saying that O-line is going to be one of the biggest determining factors on if Penn State goes 8 or 9 wins, like they have kind of gone, and if they can break the barrier and actually beat Michigan or Ohio State.